Hey everyone, we are live, and I am going first to introduce you to two amazing songs that I was creating recently. One very recently for CJ, and the second one for Go Brunch. And probably the third one will be at the end about brunch hackers. And I'm really blessed to be alive. I am talking today about the horses, and might also present you a poem that I was just allowing AI to do for me. Of course, I can do poetry on my own using words, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I have a session in 2 minutes. Let me do that. So first, I'm going to play a song about Level Up Legacy Anthem, which is on theme. We love you, CJ. So here is your song.
Philippines to the world stage. Native tongues, QVZ, Tagalog, English with grace. Dr. Constance, Leland, CJ, to her friends, from best kept secret to icon, where the story never ends. It is a movement. Can't you see? Dr. Leyland dropping fire, not playing games. She's the key. Level up style, legacy edition. 50 incredible humans, that's her mission. Level up, engage, ignite with such fire passion. Happy birthday to the queen of transformation. 14,000 plus students globally she's taught. Faculty teams 100. The wisdom that she's brought from Wells Fargo to Geico, then University Dean. Will 35 plus countries reach the biggest impact ever seen. Rate number 9, top Filipinos on LinkedIn. Business Insider, Foxy, where her story's been. 100K and more on Instagram. YouTube following strong. She's been building this warm tribe all along. Level up, engage, ignite with precision. Happy birthday to the queen of motive action. Beyond boundaries, thriving in the grave. Rebel with the cause, fire rain is the way. Moving beyond boxes, breaking every chain. Against the grain, dancing with joy in the rain. Grateful, a heart wide open, love blossoms free. These are strong stories of our legacy. Joy anniversaire, Dr. CJ Magnifique. Our impact mundial es vermont unique. Buong cumpleaños, líder extraordinaria. La tuasa que se ilumina hoy anima. Feliz cumpleaños, maestra inspiradora. Tu legado brilla en cada hora. Parabéns Dr. CJ, líder excepcional. Seu trabalho transforma o mundo global. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag, weise Frau. Dein Einfluss ist stark und wunderschön blau. Maligayang karawan, Dr. CJ kaibigan. Ang inyong gawa ay nagbibigay ng pag-asa sa bayan. 14,000 plus in book communities, third year running strong. Giving spotlight to the heroes who've been fighting all along. Transforming communities, elevating every soul. That's the CJ magic, making broken spirits whole. Hundreds of sessions for her community. Podcasts, TV shows, spreading unity. From domestic violence advocacy, trees in Madagascar. She's changing the whole world near and far. Level up, engage, ignite with dedication. Happy birthday to the queen of motivation. Ravioli's blessed to be connected to your energy. Blessed to be your Filipino brother in this journey. Emotional intelligence, AI expertise too. There's nothing in this world that you can't do. Filipina queen, big global heart. From day one, you've been set apart. Doctor, author, speaker, friend. Your impact on this world will never end. Happy birthday, level up forevermore. You're the inspiration that we've been searching for. It is a movement, and you're leading the way. Happy birthday, CJ, on this special day. Level up, engage, ignite, Dr. CJ's birthday light. Each and every day from God's grace with the light. With you on our side, for a better world we fight. With you on our side, for a better world we fight. For a better world, for a better world, for a better world we fight.
Woohoo! So that's the first song. Let me just check if I have any comment in YouTube and video. Yes, I'm eating some delicious things. And I'm really blessed to be live with you and also to welcome you if you are part of the replay team. So first, I'm going to check if I am audible and loud and clear in LinkedIn. Yay! I am audible, loud and clear in LinkedIn. Amazing. So, how are you feeling today? If you are live, let me know. Also asking any questions. So this theme today will be about horses, which is cheval in singular and chevaux in plural. I know that French words are not easy, but at the same time, it's the same in English. In English, there is knife, which is not N-I-F-E, but it's K-N-I-F-E, and then in plural it's knives with I-V-E-S. So I know that at some point English is not so more easy than French. It's just because it's your mother tongue and that you were having 15, 20 plus years of imprint of your native tongue English. Same with French. And I know that it's not easy to learn a new language. And I'm here for that. I am a language coach, language igniter, and I'm really happy, Ravioli, to guide you. So right now I'm going to check. I don't have any comments yet in LinkedIn. Let me know how are you feeling and if you have any question. And let me also check in YouTube if I am well live and audible. Thank you so much also for you to join me in YouTube. And let's see if I am live and audible. Normally, yes, yes. Yes, so I am monitoring any comments, so feel free to ask any question. Happy Thursday. This is also a Thursday dictionary and going to talk about the horses. But from now, I'm going to introduce you another song. But before this song, I'm going to again go back to this song and share some nuggets about languages. So here I was wishing happy birthday to Dr. CJ Constance Leland, an amazing friend, an amazing community leader, level up, and Lua also. So I was wishing joyeux anniversaire, Dr. CJ Magnifique. Votre impact mondial est vraiment unique, which means happy birthday, Dr. CJ Magnificent, Magnifico, you know. Your worldwide impact is very unique. And then, buon compleanno, leader straordinaria, la tua saggezza illumina ogni anima, which means happy birthday, leader extraordinary leader. Your wisdom illuminates each soul. And then I was in Spanish. Spanish is not my language, but I'm happy to learn and improve Spanish. So, feliz cumpleaños, maestra inspiradora. Adora. I love you. I adora you. So, tu legado brilla en cada hora. And then in Portuguese, parabéns, like happy birthdays, parabéns. Dr. CJ, líder excepcional, seu trabajo transforma o mundo global. Your leadership, your work is transforming the global world. And then in German, I love to say, in English, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, German. So, alles Gute zum Geburtstag, weise Frau, dein Einfluss ist stark und wunderschön blau. There is blue in blau, by the way. And then, of course, in Tagalog, which is the language of Philippines, as she is originally Filipina. So I'm not going to quote because I'm not Filipino, so I might butcher, and I don't like to butcher. I try with German, it's already incredible, it's wunderbar. But with Filipino, I don't want to try. But then, so in French, English, Italian, I am a language igniter. I love so much languages that I can learn and improve any knowledge about language for myself. For instance, by saying 40 plus words, thank you and hello, and sometimes I love you. For instance, in Turkish, merhaba for the day. I don't know about the evening, but then there is also teşekkür, which means thank you, and thank you very much, teşekkür ederim. And then I love you in Turkish is seni seviyorum. So ich liebe dich in German, ich habe jou in Dutch. I love you in English, of course. Je t'aime in French. Ti amo, or also ti voglio bene in Italian. Te quiero in Spanish, of course. I don't know in Portuguese, but I know in some other languages, or not. But I hello and thank you. So it was the song of honoring CJ, her work, her legacy. And I have another version, but I'm not going to play that because I'm going right now to play another song, which is about Go Brunch. And so I'm going quickly to go there. I was also generating songs for my business, for Federica, for Emmanuel, for Noni. Hope that she was able to listen to the song because I don't have any news from Noni, but this is another story. Hope, a song of light warriors. That was for New Language Coach, I think. And then let me just check because I've been discovering a lot of songs. So a song for AJ, a song for my Flesh training. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna go brunch again. So I'm going to play this one. Hopefully it might be cut, but 4 minutes. So I'm going to talk about that. Go brunch. Let me check that.
I'm gonna love me again. I'm gonna go brunch again. I'm gonna go brunch again. Yes, I'm gonna go brunch again. I'm gonna go brunch again. Ravioli deploys their wings, rise above the broken rails, and my heart fully glows and sings. Zoom fatigue was weighing heavy on my soul. Screen after screen, losing all control. Then Ravioli found a different way. Through Margaret's jam session, what a brighter day. Go brunch appeared like sunshine through the rain. A world built by Richard, breaking every chain. No more digital exhaustion, no more virtual pain. Bliss and joy return to online spaces once again. This is our Go Brunch, where vibrant humans thrive. Global Business Plaza keeps the tribe alive. Peggy leads with wisdom, Claudio codes with care. Brunch hackers making magic rooms everywhere. The World Building Expo opened up my eyes to possibilities beyond the screen's disguise. Come right in from RJ Awakens Wild Dreams. Weekly waffle gathering, sharing our whipped creams. Poems recited by Mike, the passion of Emmanuel, hope and more. Jamie bringing the laughters, Henry Cameron igniting the Lord. Dr. CK sharing cultures, receiving Jessica's cozy hugs and smile. This Go Brunch family making every moment worthwhile. Worthwhile. This is our Go Brunch, where vibrant humans thrive. Global Business Plaza keeps the tribe alive. Peggy leads with wisdom, Claudio codes with care. Where brunch hackers making magic rooms everywhere. From fatigue to freedom, from lonely to loved. A digital nest sent from heaven above. Richard's vision realized in every click and call. Go Brunch brought us together, connecting us all. So come and join us in this virtual town, where community spirit will never let you down. welcome to our family. This is our Go Brunch.
So, thank you so much for your patience, and I'm really happy to have any question, any comment. Today, it's about horses, and I'm really happy to give you some incredible words. And let me know if you are live or if you are in the replay team, any comment, any message, any question. And I'm continuing my Flesh Marathon, my Refrench Your Brain Marathon. And here right now, I'm going to share my screen. First to a poem that I asked AI to about horses. And there is also in multiple languages. So here, in English. They gallop through the morning light with manes that shimmer like the night. Their hooves beat rhythm on the land, a timeless bond, hand in hand. They've carried dreams and plowed the field. Their silent strength, a shield that yields. In sport and work, in peace and wars, they've shaped our lives through ancient lore. From Mongol steppes to modern trails, they've borne our joys and weathered gales. With every leap, a tale is spun of trust, of grace, of deeds well done. In French now. Ils dansent dans l'aube qui luit. Leur cœur bat comme un tambour rit. Fier et doux, dans leur regard, se cache un monde sans départ. In Italian. Corrono i sogni sul terreno, nel vento il loro zoccol suon. Fedeli amici senza voce, nella storia sempre son croce. So that was in French, English, French, and Italian. In Italian, I don't know really properly, but corrono means they are running. But the dreams on the earth, on the wind, they sing. I think it's not that, but Ben trusted friends without voice. This is the story always, and then I forget, but you know, it's in Italian. I'm not having my native language, but I can try to translate as much as I can about the vocabulary, but as it's a poem, it's really research words. But in French, ils dansent dans l'aube qui luit. They are dancing in the sunrise that lights. Leur cœur bat comme un tambour rit. Their heart beats as a drum laugh. Fier et doux dans leur regard. That means proud and soft in their sight. Se cache un monde sans départ. His hidden world without leaving. So that's in French. So let me know what are your thoughts about this poem. And now I'm going to introduce some words in French. So if you are live, feel free to leave a comment so that I can acknowledge your amazing presence, the gift of you taking some time to watching me. And the theme of today is horses. So thank you, dear visitor who is live, or people that will replay, be part of the replay team. You are welcome. So here, this session will still last probably 20-25 minutes. And at the same time, feel free to join me on stage if you would like also to bring your voice by going to linktree/FrenchRally. Hopefully it works. Normally the link is the same. Always, I think. Let me just check. Yes, the link is the same. So linktree/FrenchFree. And also feel free to add any comment, any question about the horses, because horses, chevaux, is the theme of today. One horse, un cheval, horses, chevaux, des chevaux, ou les chevaux. And so cheval is masculine. Then there is also the feminine of the cheval, a she horse. I don't know what is the term in English, but I might see it in the list if AI was crafting this list. So here, going to share the list. So horse, cheval, that's in French. Then caballo in Spanish. Let me just, sorry. Let me just drink some magic stuff. Bear with me because I need to hydrate myself. So, that's incredible. So you know the horses. Horses played a huge part in humanity, not only since years or decades, but since centuries and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, or even more than 10 or 20,000 of years, because horses were animals really agile and wild, and then we domesticated them, and we were able to explore the world, US, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, everything, not only through our feet as human beings, but also through horses. Sometimes also through camels, through donkeys, or through elephants, or through cows. But the major animal was horses. So let me know in the comments if you have any question, any remark. This is an interactive session. I can talk, but I'm really happy to have some comments to acknowledge your presence. This is the 23rd minute of the session, and I'm going to go through the list of the horses that you see right now. But do I have the share of the link? Yeah, sorry, I was not. Yeah, so this is the link with the share of the horse. So going to go back to that. So horse, which is cheval in French, caballo in Spanish because the L is yo. Then cavallo in Portuguese, cavallo in Italian, Portuguese 1 L, Italian 2 L's. And then mare, yeah, in fact, yes, that's the name. In French, the she horse is mare. I was knowing this word, but I was not knowing that it was the she horse. But in French, jument in French. Then yegua in Spanish, egua in Portuguese, and jumenta in Italian. And then stallion, which is étalon. So in my understanding, étalon is the young horse, I think. But maybe not, because I was thinking about poulain, which is like poulain and poulaine in French. So étalon, I don't know really what it means, but I am, I'm really happy to discover. So étalon in French, caballo macho Spanish, cavallo macho Portuguese. Maybe I pronounce it not perfectly, but and then in Italian, spalzo. So I think it's the chief of the group. Maybe it's the meaning probably. Then there is gelding, which I don't know. I'm quite new in that. Hongre. It's the first time that I see that in French. Caballo castrado. It gives me some explanation. That's why I'm really happy to dive into other languages, because could be the name of a horse that is castré in French, castrado, and then cavallo castrado in Portuguese and cavallo castrato in Italian. Probably a horse that is not anymore able to give birth, if I will understand. Bear with me. I hope I'm not really sounding stupid, but let me tell you that I was not knowing this word in French. So we are always discovering new things, by the way. Foal, which is poulain, and colt, which is poulain also, foal or colt. And so poulain for the same two words in Spanish, potrillo, in Portuguese, potro, and in Italian, puledro. So poulain. And then filly, which is poulaine. But in fact, it's really interesting because I was knowing in French more the word pouliche, Pouliche, and I was not thinking about that poulaine. So maybe pouliche is another way to say it, but it's really okay. I acknowledge that there is also poulaine, which is filly. So iguana in Spanish, iguana in Portuguese, and puledra in Italian. Then rider, which is a cavalier in French. Cavalier. And by the way, was the in Italia Silvio Berlusconi that was surnommé in French the name of Il Cavaliere, le Cavalier. So here, rider, cavalier, jinete in Spanish, cavallero in Portuguese, cavaliere in Italian. So that you know. Saddle is selle in French. By the way, selle, S-E-L-L-E, could be of course, saddle, what it is. It's the little object that you put on the back of the horse to be able to the rider to sit properly. But in French, selle, S-E-L-L-E, could be also the result of the digestive process. I'm not going to say S-H-I-T, but it is another way to say it. Just let you know, my friend. So let me know, because it's a funny session, not only about English and French, but also about anything. So let me know if you have any comment, my friend. I see there are people live, and I'm really happy to reply to any question or to acknowledge your presence. It's amazing. So I'm going to continue, but this disrupt my flow, and you can also join the stage if you like. So this session will still be will be 10 or 15 minutes, but I can extend it if I have riders ready to take the horse and to engage in this session, just to let you know. So I am going to continue. Let me just check. Okay, so saddle, selle, I was telling the other signification of selle in French. Then reins, which is longe. I would say les rênes, but it's longe. It's a little cord like for guiding the horse. Then bridas in Spanish, redeas in Portuguese, and redini in Italian. And then bridle, which is étrier, which is the element, I think, that is around the mouth, maybe. No, sorry. Voilà. That's why I'm really happy to go to the expression, because there is an expression that says mettre pied à l'étrier. That's in fact the element that allows a rider to put their feet or to jump on top of the horse, to put his feet on the étrier, the bridle, and then to jump on his back, or to put their feet there And this is also a way to give probably instruction to the horse. So bridle étrier, there is the expression mettre le pied à l'étrier. Then bridon in Spanish, arreo in Portuguese, and bit in Italian, bit. It's really funny. I don't know. It's a little bit funny. Let me say that. Then tack, T-A-C-K, which is harnachement, like harnais, harnachement. Probably the elements to put around the mouth, maybe, or any guided element. So arreos. So arreo. So yeah, that's a bit like similar to bridle, by the way, because here you see arreo in Portuguese, and then arreos in Portuguese also. Sella in Italian. So it's a bit similar to the finale to the saddle. I don't know, because it's sella in Italian. And then stable. It's really amazing because for me it's an element that could allow to be stable maybe. So, but stable, if I will understand, if I will express in English, it's really amazing because it's a synonym of the word stable, stability, but it's écurie in French. Establo in Spanish, estabullo in Portuguese, and stalla in Italian. That's the place where the horse are, whether to rest or to eat or to be prepared to be having their equipment or their lucky feet metal. I don't know. It's like in French, le fer à cheval. So here we will probably talk about that later, maybe. So there is also hoof, which is sabot, like the 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 edge part of the feet, sabot in French, which is pezuña in Spanish, hunha in Portuguese, or una, maybe, I don't know, and then zoccolo in Italian, and then mane, which is crinière. It's like a bit like the lion, by the way. For the lion or for the horse, mane, crinière. Then melena in Spanish, melena in Portuguese, and criniera in Italian. Let me check if I have any comment, any question. Let me know, my friends. We are still live. I'm really happy that we are live and that people are watching. And at the same time, I'm happy also to welcome any question or to welcome you on stage. Right now, I don't have any reaction on LinkedIn or YouTube. Let me know how are you feeling. And you can also go on stage. Else, I'm going to end this session in 10 minutes. But I'm happy to extend if I have any participation, engagement. So here, stable, hoof, and then mane, crinière. That's the hair, in fact. Another way to say the hairs or the hair. I never know, because I know that in English, hair is for humans, and hairs is like le poil. So mane, crinière, and then tail, which is like queue. Queue, Q-U-E. Q-U-E-E-U-E. That could mean a lot of things, including some vulgar elements, but I'm not going to go for that. But it could be also a line, because there is a queue in English, the queue. When you are waiting in the supermarket or for your turn, you have a line of multiple people, and it's called the queue, or la queue, or la file, more la file. But here, for the animal, for the horse, la queue, which is the same tail for the dog, the cat, the elephant, probably. So tail. Queue in French, cola in Spanish, which is not coca, by the way. I don't know. Cola. I'm so sorry. It's so funny today. And then cauda in Portuguese, and coda in Italian. And then gates. I wish it's pronounced like this, because normally G-A-I-T, gate, which is not the bridge, the gate, the door of the bridge, but gate is allure. It's really interesting, because then in French there is a trot, le galop, yeah, it's a different kinds of walk. trot and galop are one of these. So here, gait, allure, which is in fact the behavior, or the speed of the animal when it runs or walks. Paso or paso in Spanish, actually it's paso. Then paso, yeah, in Portuguese, and paso in Italian. And by the way, allure, in that I will say pas, so P-A-S, le pas, which is. And then racing, which is course. Carrera, corrida. That's really interesting because I was thinking about the bulls. Le torero in Spanish. There is corrida, which is more for the bulls. The corrida. And then corsa in Italian, like course. So racing, course. And course, by the way, there is also another meaning in French is when you go to the supermarket, and then it's in the product. Je vais faire les courses. That's you, just to let you know. And then rodeo, yes, rodeo. So we are also using rodeo in French with the accent. Rodeo in French, rodeo in Spanish, rodeo in Portuguese, and rodeo in Italian. And then horseback, cheval. That means that the way of transport, by instance, horseback, a cheval, a caballo, a cavallo, and a cavallo in Italian. So I have probably other ways to tell about the noun, the words. Let me know if you are live. Oh, Mr. Henry Latimer. So feel free also, if you can, to go on stage. We are on the 37 minutes, and I'm really happy to continue. If you have any question, if you have any comment and remark, this was about the horse. So let me just check the list again quickly. In English and French, I'm not going to quote them in Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese anymore, but I'm going to really quickly revise that using French. So, here is go. Woo! So here, horse, cheval, and by the way, horses, chevaux. That's a particular grammar way. Then mare, jument, stallion, étalon, gelding, hongre. Never heard about that, by the way, hongre. So that's a bit like we are learning also French as native people, because I don't own the old dictionary in my brain, by the way. And then there is foal, poulain, colt, poulain, filly, poulaine. I was thinking about Polish, but that's another way. Rider, cavalier, saddle, selle, reins, longe, bridle, étrier, hack, harnache, chemin, stable, écurie, hoof, sabot, mane, crinière, tail, queue, gait, allure, racing, course, rodeo, and horseback, à cheval. If you have any question, it's now or never, because I'm going to conclude this session. If I don't have any question, I will make the effort to join. No, thank you so much, my friend. You are welcome, because it's about interaction and to have the live, my friends. So until I receive any signal from you, I'm going to continue to talk about. I was seeing one of your comments. Yeah, the emoji. Salut. I love pink, by the way, rose. So I'm really, can you give me all the different words in English and translating in French, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese about the walk and run types for the horse? Example, galop, trot, etc. I'm going to check because maybe there are more, but I'm really curious to know because I know trop and galop, but maybe I was not knowing the rule. So here in English, you have the walk, which is marcher. Yeah, it's the simple walk. So paso, andor, andar. And then there is trot in French. Trotter. Trotter is the verb to trot. Italian trotto, Spanish trotte, and Portuguese trot. And then canter, a smooth three-beat gait faster than a trot, but slower than a gallop. So it's the intermediary between trot and gallop. And in French, it's galopper, by the way. Amblé. Paso raccolto, canter, trotte, English. Ah, okay. Then gallop, galop in French. And then galoppo, galoppe, galoppe. Then amble, which is amble, a smooth four-beat lateral gait, often used for comfort. Was not knowing this word, by the way, amble. I was like, amble, when you are making, spreading the movement, amble. But I don't know, maybe it was ample. So let me know. It's really Thursday with my time. My brain is a bit like melting. So there is also pace, which is pace in French, not knowing. And then, jog trot, trop bondissant, with a jump, by the way, by instantly. Then extended trot, trop étendu, like extended, étendu. Then rising trot, trop monté. Not know all the technical terms, but then sitting trot, trop assis, single foot or rack, which is rack in French, lope, which is lope in French, and prance, which is caracoler. That I was not knowing the previous ones, all these kinds of types, but caracoler, it's a gait where the horse moves with high, lively steps, and caracoler. Let me know because it's really interesting if you know it. Caracoler en tête. Expression. So here it means that to go on the first place. So here, caracoler en tête. I'm going to just check if I have anyone live on stage. Was not knowing any news. And I'm going to continue. So here caracoler en tête, that's the expression. And I'm going to quote it in French and then translate in English. Probably not all the paragraphs, but l'expression caracoler en tête signifie être largement en tête d'une course, d'une compétition ou d'un classement, c'est-à-dire avoir une avance considérable sur les autres participants. Elle provient du verbe caracoler, qui vient du monde de l'équitation. Initialement, ce terme désignait les mouvements agiles d'un cavalier qui effectuait des voltes et des demi-voltes avec son cheval. Au fil du temps, il a pris un sens figuré, évoquant une manière vive et agile de se déplacer, souvent en tête d'un groupe. L'expression caracoler en tête est utilisée pour décrire quelqu'un ou quelque chose qui domine clairement une situation. Et thank you for disrupting my flow. I hear that Mr. Henry Latimer is caracoling en tête. And let me just check. Okay, so we are live right now, Mr. Henry Latimer. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! Welcome. We are live. Welcome, Henry Latimer.
Salut, can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well. Salut. How are you feeling today, my friend?
I'm feeling good. I just got back from an event. It was political nature, of course, but it was a surprising turnout for a Thursday afternoon. And today it is a little hot. Thankfully, it is only a low heat. We are, let's see, about, I think we are in the mid 80s right now. So it is in Fahrenheit. I forget the exact numbers
okay.
in Celsius, but it could be much hotter. Thankfully, it's not. And I will be going later today to a meeting with the Grange, which is a agricultural society. So I find it interesting how it relates, in a sense, to the vocabulary you are talking about, horses, and horse riding. So a funny coincidence, shall we say? But I am doing well. Have high spirits today, and I hope that likewise you have been having a good day so far.
Thank you so much, Mr. Henry Latimer. I was choosing this subject because I was seeing my dad in the hospital today. Thank God he's doing a bit better compared to Monday and Saturday. And he was joking, and he was also talking about the horses because I was with a friend, and we were talking about horses. So this subject right now, this evening, it's thanks to my discussion about the horses, how we could enjoy this incredible animal presence. They are really rooted in the gut and in the now. You know, you can see a horse once, and then the horse will remember. If you are acting well or not well or will, the horse will remember because it's about his survival in the nature, in the wild nature. It's like cats and dogs are also like that because they are dogs are from wolves and cats are also from wild. And although they are protected now with humans, they are like us, like our nervous system or our brain. They are really in the now, in the gut, even more than us. You know, we are thinking too much about the past and about the future. The horse is not taking any load about what happened 5 or 10 years ago, and they will not fear about what happens in 2 weeks if it doesn't feed me, because you know the horse is in the present moment. We are having a lot to learn about horses. So I was also talking about the vocabulary of horse, about French and other languages, because I'm really happy to bring my language enthusiasm into that. So what are your thoughts about horses? And I will introduce also in the comments while you are talking some etymologic ways about horses. So I will yield you the mic and I will write something in the comments.
Of course, I have not had too much experience interacting with horses. Of course, I've seen them in person, live. Let let us be charitable here. Well, to be fair, my last interaction was at the parade that I attended back on June 29th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Yes, June 29th. It was a parade in our small community. One of the well, some of the horses were at a local park, a small park, and I was walking behind them because I wanted to go out into the street or look at the street. And one of the horses reacted a bit. They were jumpy, and the owner said something to the extent of the horse being bratty. So they each have their own personalities because the horse to the immediate right was very calm, not concerned. I'm sure they noticed me walking behind them, but the horses, much like dogs and cats, as you were mentioning, have their own personalities. And they are majestic creatures. They have been with us for so many years and have been such an important part of human history. And I would like to think that we respect them uh, enough. We show enough gratitude for all the work that they do. They've definitely influenced our vocabulary as well. A workhorse, for example, and horsepower. Um, so that is, I think, something wonderful. Oh, hopefully there was not any glass breaking with you.
No, no.
Excellent. Um, and I'm looking at some of the vocabulary you're sharing. Yep, parad or parade in English. Pure blood, absolutely. Um, so I'm not sure if you would like to, for me to speak more regarding horses, or if there's
You
something
are
else you want to
you
know.
are you are free to share whatever you would like to share. I love to go to the Latin etymologic way because about cheval, chevaux, There is also cavalier, cavaliero, that I was not mentioning, but there is also epic, which is HIPP, could be HIPPI or HIPPO, and it's really also related to other animals. For instance, I was talking about hippopotam, and also hippocampus, because the hippocampus are really looking like a horse, the horse head, and then hippopotam also hippo. So and then équestre, équitation, équidé, équiné. So that's very interesting about the etymology. So just to let you know some vocabulary in French. And then, of course, there is also the elements of the horse that might only be for horses or similar to other animals. Like the mane is only not only for the horse, but it could be also for the lion. So the crinière in French. So any other reflection?
You were mentioning the I believe cavalier, which
Ouais,
reminds me a bit of caballero in
yeah,
Spanish, which
yeah.
can mean, I think, both um, basically a horse-mounted warrior,
Mhm.
but it could also refer to a gentleman, someone of high society. So I find that also a little interesting. Um, I guess just the other reflection I want to add is just the general one I've mentioned before, that it is interesting to see how French and Spanish, which are both sister languages, come derived from Romance, are with some certain words very similar, and others you see that they are very distinct. I could be wrong. I understand that it is mostly from French being a bit different than the other Romance languages. I imagine the Gallic tribes influenced French quite a bit. But also with Spanish, I know that there is some Arabic influence from the roughly 600 or 700 years of Islamic rule in the peninsula. Uh, the most, the easiest example for me is how sugar in French would be sucre, but in Spanish it's azúcar. So you have that
Mhm.
extra A that appears out of nowhere. And I think that does come from Arabic. There was the Arabic influence there. So just, two neighboring countries, shared history, but at times it's very different. So I guess that's just the one reflection I wanted to highlight right now.
Thank you. I love your reflection because it's about honoring the fact that a language it's not built by itself. A language is influenced by other languages, whether it's about long time in history, like centuries and thousands of years ago, or even recently. And now with the online way, we are never as much connected as we were before, like 10, 50, or 200 years ago. And now the language will evolve even quicker. And also, words will be created more quickly because we are online. And it's also about remembering that a word comes from the locutors. There is the word in the dictionary, of course, the Académie Française, but the Académie Française and the dictionary are like with the horse picture, the tail. They are always behind because they are catching when all the rest is already there. So and of course it's the saying, oh, we are adding these rules, but guess what? The rules are there with people that are speaking the real word, the real vocabulary. So that's why I'm really happy to talk about for instance, the distinction between cavalier and chevalier. There is also a subtle distinction because chevalier and cavalier might be the same, but they are different. And by instance, there is also chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. That's the term to honor emeritus people, really emerit people that brought so much things in the society. And in that case, they are not called cavalier, they are called chevalier. And so it's really subtle, and I might not understand the subtlety, but I love so much to discover words and, by instance, things that are related to animals or to horses. Like mane is related with horses and lions. There is also a sabot. And for horses, we were even, for protecting the feet, we were using metal elements. And that's also the symbol of lucky, because there is the four-leaf clove. There is also the black cat. There is also the the ladder, and if you pass under the ladder. But there is also in French fer à cheval, which is for the forgeron, the silver maker, that is crafting um, uh, the the elements under the feet of the horse to protect it. And I remember when I was a child, I was a bit like worried, because I was thinking, oh, but maybe they are going to suffer, when they are putting these under their feet. But then I was told that they were not no suffering, because the feet is like really deep and hard, and they are not having any suffering. But maybe it's to not to protect their feet, so that they are not used and they are not wounded. So that's really also an interesting element, and to know why it's a symbol about luck. Do you know the name in English? Because I don't remember. So welcome back.
Yes, I was worried because I thought I could not hear you for a second, and
Yeah.
then it said the connection was lost, and I thought, "Uh-oh, is that me or is that Oli?" So it was me.
Yeah.
Apologies, but I'm back.
It's okay.
Um, and yes, with the horseshoe, the element that is placed under hoofs, that is it is as you said, you were told it was put through the part of the hoof that they cannot feel, but
Mhm.
sometimes I still look at it and I also think, but are you 100% sure it does not hurt the horse?
Mhm.
Just because the idea of putting something on a body, on a living creature with nails at times, that does worry me a bit. Um, and you mentioned it a few moments ago, but with l'Académie Française,
Mhm.
I was reminded of how the language does evolve. Yes, sometimes it is a slow, gradual change. Other times it's quicker. And my understanding is that the academy still frowns upon folks saying, for example, le weekend or faire du shopping, which of course are
Mhm.
influenced by English, though maybe they have lost that battle for those specific terms. I imagine that they still continue resisting new vocabulary that is becoming mainstream in France in the last 5 to 15 years. I, at the moment, do not know what some of those words are, but I know that it will continue to change. And it does bring up, or it does remind me of a point that maybe we can talk about in some detail another time, but the difference between descriptivism and prescriptivism, where the former is simply describing how language is being used by everyday people and the meanings that it has, while the latter refers to an idea that the language should be a certain way. You have to say these words, you have to use them in these contexts, and that differing opinion on language. Is it something static, or is it something that's ever changing, evolving? And I think I lean more towards the idea of it being a ever changing reflection of our humanity, because some base elements are preserved, both of humans themselves and the languages, but also we do have new words. For example, what is it, 100 years ago? No one would have, I think, been using the word calculator to refer to a small device that you can use to do calculations. It was instead used for people who actually did the work with their hands. In computers, similarly, the internet, um, airplanes and turbojets. So, we had to come up with these words to describe new phenomenons and developments. So I do lean again towards the idea of us taking a descriptivist attitude towards language. So um, that's that for me.
Thank you so much. I love so much your analysis. And for instance, it's up to us to decide, as long as we are open, that there is no mistake. I'm, for instance, I was talking about the word chocolate. I'm right now eating some chocolate. It's from the beverage of the Aztec, um, uh, charcoal kettle or something like that. And
Chocolat.
yeah, chocolat. And I was thinking there are words that are birthing either by the inventivity of people, or either because it's to describe an element. And by instance, there is words that are mainly having signification about something, like chien is dog, Chien, and chat is cat. But then we are using also the word in English, chat. And for me, it was like to remember that there is chat and there is chat, because if I say chat in English, it means probably another thing. Like also in English, in French, there is also, especially, I don't know why it's only for female, but there is could be also lapin, for instance, for rabbit. But there is a chien and chienne, chat and chat, and some. I'm not going to the slippery slope of this because it might be a bit like vulgar. But for instance, chien is also a term that is used for the gun. I think it's the little trigger of the gun. But there is also chapeau, which is hat, and chapeau is also a term that is used for the cars. When you see the tire, and there is an element that is protecting the tire to the other parts of the car, and it's called chapeau. And I know because there is also the expression sur les chapeaux de roue, which means that the car is really riding fast. And then there is the expression appuyer sur le champignon. Champignon is mushroom, but champignon is also a term that is called to describe the mechanism to change the speed. You push this thing up, or you can also go backwards by the R, retrograde, and you are moving this element. And this element is meaning champignon. It's a vitesse, to the speed, the control of the speed. But there is this term champignon because there is the expression appuyer sur le champignon, that means being more fast. So there are all terms that are known, and then terms that are used for different vocabulary depending on the profession. So bar could be also bar, the cafe, the pub, But bar, bar is also the pressure, like hyperbar could be also the fish. So there are words that could have many different meanings, or having also jargon. So about cheval, chevaux, there are also some expression, or someone who is really grounded for their values. Il est à cheval sur ses principes. So there are many other expressions about that. Or he is really angry. Il est monté sur ses grands chevaux. He mounted in his big horses. So that's also incredible anecdote about the expression. So we are approaching the end of this session. Do you have any final thoughts about horses and cheval?
The only thing that I can think to add at this moment is that we are very lucky to have horses in our lives. They are inspiring creatures with their quirks, their fun-loving attitudes for the most part, and I think a earnest reflection of what we are as humans at the end of the day, social creatures that are trying to survive and live to see another day, but also enjoy ourselves with those that are nearest to us. So I am very thankful to all the contributions of horses throughout the millennia that they've been with us, and I hope that we continue to take very good care of them for many years to come. And similarly, I thank you for your patience, as always, your time, for letting me speak, and look forward to hopping on maybe a little bit earlier next time during the month of July when you are doing the FLECHathon. So, thank you as always.
Thank you so much for your energy and your presence. And indeed, horses are amazing. Would you like to choose the next theme for tomorrow?
Oh my. I will offer three ideas, and you can choose the one that you like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the ones that come to mind are cars or vehicles. Um, it could be maybe about houses, or it could be maybe about articles of clothing and fashion.
Hmm.
Hopefully, these are broad enough for you to find something you can work with.
Cool. Thank you so much, and wish you an amazing end of the day. Right now, we are in my side. I am already on Friday because it's Welcome to the Future. So it's Europe time. So it's midnight and 8 minutes. In your time, it's still Thursday. So I wish you well. I
Mhm.
wish you an amazing evening Thursday, and thank you so much for your presence.
Absolutely. And you have a wonderful Friday.